Hey, I'm Bob, the Mortgage Coach Mitchell, and this is number 2 in a series on why credit scoring should be illegal. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that this is an educational channel first and foremost. It's not a soapbox for me to preach, and this is probably getting pretty close, maybe even crossing the line of me preaching. But this is something that, if by chance you happen to be watching this and you're in a position of authority, please take note, read the damn article. There are major problems with credit scoring, and the only good that comes out of credit scoring is that big corporations get to make a lot of money on it. Okay, it's inaccurate. It's the predictive nature of it is open to debate. It's discriminatory against, it's sexist, it's racist, it's classist. Again, very little going for it. I will say that when it works, it can add a certain level of speed and convenience, which I'm okay with. I'm fine for that. You know, if I can put the file into the computer and it reads the credit report and the credit score and says, "Yep, we're good to go," then fine, by all means. I mean, I think that that's a reasonable thing to do. I think it does a really good job of cutting through the chaff to get to the wheat to say that, yeah, this is a good deal. But I do think the powers to be need to recognize that the that there's a lot of times when it simply doesn't work. In the article that I'm going to link to in the description here, I tell the story about a lady I tried to. Well, actually, I did end up doing a mortgage for her, but after we jumped through some hoops because of something stupid. Okay, she had two charge cards, and they both had relatively small balances. They had both offered to raise her balance or her limits, and she chose not to. She didn't see the need for it. She didn't, she didn't want the additional credit and the additional temptation, so she always kept her credit limits low. Anyway, when I happened to pull the credit report on her, she had bought a sofa that had that had a interest only or interest free for 180 days or something like that. So she decided to take them up on that. And then the other one, she had put a couple tanks of gas onto her smaller, only had like a $200 limit, and she had $100 worth of gas purchases on, which she planned on paying off, when the bill came in. So anyway, when I pulled the credit report, her credit scores came back in the mid 500s. Okay, so too low to buy a house. It's like, wait, this lady's had these two charge cards this entire length of time, 6 years, 7 years, something like that. She had always made the payments on them on time. She had paid her rent on time. She had paid all her utilities on time. Yet I was in a position of having to turn her down for a mortgage. So she was attempting to do what she thought was right in keeping those credit limits low. Unfortunately, it had an unintended consequence that she got turned down for her mortgage. So anyway, we did end up getting fixed and get her into a house. But the only thing that we did, and you can read this in the article, the only thing that we did was we reached out to her charge card companies and took them up on their offer to raise her charge card limit. So the balances remained exactly the same. Her income remained the same. Her job stability remained the same. Everything remained the same. The only thing we did was increased her credit limit, and that took her from the mid 500s to the high 600s. Bada boom, bada bing, she got into the house. She shouldn't have had to go through that. And if you happen to stumble across this video and you're in the power and you're one of the people that has the powers to examine this, you're with the Trade Commission or the financial regulatory industry somehow, please take this into account. You really are hurting people. Okay, I'll give you another quick example. We're almost come up to 4 minutes, which is like twice as long as I want to make these. But personally, I went and I rented a car. Okay, just for a vacation. No, no, nothing. No, nothing solid. I had a special deal through the one charge card company to where I got like a 30% discount if I went through this particular rental car company, and I went ahead and did it. That card only had $1,000 limit on it, so the rental car was going to be like $700. Okay, well, I thought about not doing it and foregoing the discount. And I said, nah, I'm going to take the discount. I don't think this will have any effect. Plus, I'll pay it off by the time the bill comes due anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. As soon as I pushed that purchase through, and it was a purchase, it was a prepaid thing. That's one of the reasons why I got the discount. As soon as I pushed that through, I got a ding on my phone from my credit monitoring service that I had lost 60 points for having used a charge card one time when I ended up paying it by the time the bill came due. That was wrong. Okay, was I that much bigger a credit risk because I'd rented a car that I ended up paying off on a charge card that I had, it always paid off down to zero? I don't think so. Anyway, read the article if you get a chance. I think it's good if you're in that position. Know that one of the bad things, but that's also one of the good things with credit scoring, is it's manipulable. Unfortunately, if you go through the credit bureaus to manipulate it, it's going to be really expensive because they're going to charge you like $125 per trade line per bureau to correct mistakes and to update balances and all that sort of jazz. So it's kind of a ripoff is what it is. And that's one of the reasons why I think it should be illegal. But anyway, I'll go into a little bit more detail on how to manipulate it and how to put yourself in a better position in the next videos. If you have any questions, if you're in a hurry, please feel free to reach out to me. Leave a message in down here, or feel free to reach out to me via telephone or through YouTube or through LinkedIn or Facebook. Anyway, I'm Bob the Mortgage Coach Mitchell. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Have a great day.